He physically repulses me. So my partner cheated on me with multiple people for different lengths of time. One of the people he introduced me to and tried to encourage a friendship while they both knew I had no idea and would be very angry and upset if I found out. All of our friends knew what he was doing, including the people we lived with. He was open with all of them, and they all lied and kept it from me because he told them that was our relationship arrangement. Which wasn't true. I've tried to put it aside, whatever, he won't do it again. But I find myself physically repulsed by him. Having sex with him is unpleasant, and all I see when we are together is him having sex with other people while I was, almost 100% of the times he did it, asleep at home. Does this go away? Can you work through it? I'm fine with him and love to cuddle and spend time with him, but I feel totally dead below the waist and uncomfortable. He's gorgeous, but I think he's disgusting. Like, I look at him and the sight of him is just gross. So are you here to have everyone tell you the obvious thing you should do, or are you looking to stay in a relationship so you can continue to be cheated on? You know, if he went to that level of deception, that he will just improve on his deception and continue cheating. Is being with a good-looking man worth the abuse? Don't be that woman who gets sloppy seconds every night. Tell yourself that you deserve better and end the facade of a relationship. You need a new boyfriend. New roommates. New friends. You already know the answer. How can you have a long-term relationship with someone who disgusts you for 100% valid and just reasons? Once a cheater? Only a matter of time until he does it again. I've tried to put it aside, whatever, he won't do it again. You're utterly delusional if you think a lying cheater won't continue to lie and cheat when you've shown them they can lie, cheat and disrespect you, and you'll put up with it and not leave them. Utterly delusional. He's definitely going to do it again. Nope. You know you should end it. This is permanent. Trust was shattered. Hugs. If I was one of his friends he lied to, I'd also be repulsed and done with him. Your body knows what you aren't saying. And why do you want to stay with him? Grow a spine, stand proud, and dump this awe. You are worth more than being this man's doormat. Leave before he gives you a STD. I am trying to figure out who is forcing you to sleep with this guy. Do you ask your girl to be your girlfriend? Or is it just assumed? I've, M23, been seeing this girl, F24, since January, and we have been exclusive since April. I asked her to be exclusive in April, which she agreed. She said I love you first to me in May, and I said it right back. And we have been acting like boyfriend-girlfriend since, seeing each other once per week, and I met her parents in June. She invited me. Should I ask her blatantly to be my girlfriend? Or is it just assumed? And #X200B. Too long did not read. Should I ask my girl to be my girlfriend? We have been exclusive since April, I asked her face to face. I don't think you can ever really go wrong with communicating things. That way you never have to be unsure if you're doing things right or wrong. Instead you always know where you two stand and how things are preferably handled. Carrot. You can maybe confirm your feelings, and in her to affirm. Hey, I consider myself to be your BF, and you to be my GF. Just to be sure we are on the same page, do you feel the same way? Personally I always want that discussion, but since you're already exclusive and have said I love you, then you're probably dating. Maybe just start referring to her as your girlfriend. Ask her and make it special for fun. If you are exclusive, then you are boyfriend, girlfriend. Do you guys have a date on which you would celebrate your 1-year anniversary? If so, you are BF, girlfriend since that date, I'd say. If not, just say you recently realized you never officially announced to each other that you are BF, GF, although you consider her as such. I, 23 female, feel like my boyfriend, 26 male, is taking advantage of me. My boyfriend and I have been together for almost 2 years, and we've been friends for about 5. I think he's been taking advantage of me our whole relationship, and I don't know how to talk about it in a way that doesn't feel like I'm attacking or piling up on him. When we first started dating, I got into the habit of letting him drive my car. Think, passenger princess, kind of thing. He didn't have a car of his own, and I don't like driving all that much, so I didn't mind letting him. When we started thinking of moving in together, we knew we'd move somewhere at least 30 minutes from his job, so I encouraged him to buy his own car. I even pitched in a little over half to help him purchase $600 out of the $1,200 he needed, and put him on my insurance, which bumped up my monthly payment quite a bit. After not even 5 hours of owning the car, he crashed it into a tree. He was extremely apologetic and insisted that he would get fixed, so I shouldn't take the car off my insurance. By the time we actually moved in together, we were sharing my car full time, because we were both at least 30 minutes away from our respective jobs. We worked opposite shifts. As a student teacher, on weekdays, I would be out of the house at 7 a.m., and he would start work at about 5 p.m., sometimes earlier, sometimes later. A lot of the time, I had to leave my placement early to make sure he had the car to get to work on time. Because he worked the night shift, by the time he was done work, he would stay out late and go to the bar, while I had to be stuck at home, not able to grocery shop or take my pets to the vet or so much as leave my house because he had my car. I also worked weekend doubles as a server and had to spend nights waiting for him to get out of work so I could go home and do my assignments or grade things, whatever I had to do. In addition to all this, my boyfriend is not a neat person. I did our laundry and kept our apartment clean. Whenever I asked for help, he'd always agree, and then I'd get home and none of it would be done, so I'd end up doing it myself. On the rare occasion that housework was done, it was never done all the way. He'd put the dishes in the dishwasher, but not put detergent or start it. He'd do laundry but never fold it. He'd take the trash out, but not put in a new bag, and forget to take out the bathroom trash entirely. He'd never sweep or mop, etc. Beyond just the house, every car we've shared has always been covered in a thick layer of wrappers, moldy food, and grime. It was exhausting. I ended up buying myself another car. It was shitty and beat up, but it was mine. I let him keep my original car, though everything was still in my name. Which then remarkably blew a gasket, and we were back to sharing mine. And then while he was doing 85 mph on a 65 mph highway in thick fog, we hit a deer. The car was totaled at that point. So I had to buy another. We're at car 4, if you're keeping track. This car is relatively newer and has lasted us a while longer. We got it at a dealership instead of Facebook Marketplace. This obviously took a bigger bite out of my pocket than the other cars, because this one not only has to be paid monthly but needs full coverage insurance, which is about as big a payment as the loan. This car is, again, in my name. I pay for it. Due to some unforeseen circumstances in our apartment, we ended up having to move back in with our respective parents. The car came with me because, at this point, my student teaching was over an hour away from my mother's house. I paid our shared bills except for the storage unit, $80 per month, and our phone bill, which was in his name. Not long ago, I got hired at the school I student taught at for $61K per year plus benefits. I get summers off now, paid. But between the week I graduated and my first paycheck, there was a 3-week period where I didn't have enough to pay for my car. I asked my boyfriend for help, and he said yes, then ghosted me for a week. No phone calls, text messages, nothing. By the time I finally got him to talk to me, my paycheck had come in and I paid the car bill myself. He admitted that he hadn't talked to me because he felt bad about not having the money to help me. I broke down. We had a very long heart-to-heart in which I told him I found an apartment to move into, but that I wouldn't feel okay moving in with him again anytime soon until he got himself together. He said he understood, and that he would still help me move in. I also asked him if he needed any help with our shared bills, and he said no. Our phones got disconnected because he hadn't paid them. I had to pay $300 to get them reinstated, and I had to pay $100 on our storage unit that was overdue. A few weeks ago, my boyfriend's dad got COVID and he stayed with me and he pretty much took over my car. He went to work in it, then after work went to the bar in it, stayed out until 5 a.m., and then woke up and did it all over again. The thing was a pigsty. I got pissed off and cleaned the entire thing top to bottom. I found moldy food, wrappers, and loose cigarette butts, which I'm allergic to. He got mad at me for throwing out the cigarettes. This Friday, I moved into my apartment. The night before, he took the car to go to work and then didn't come back until 3 a.m., and didn't answer his phone. I rented a truck, and the truck was only supposed to cost me $200. He left his trash all over it and smoked inside it. The cleaning cost me an extra $200. He also used it to sell weed when we were supposed to be moving, costing me extra in mileage. I had a few friends offer to help me too. He offered them food and took my debit card to pay for it without asking. When I said something, he said, "You saw me take the card." I wouldn't have a problem paying for food for people who are helping me move. I just don't like that he took my debit card. He was pissy the entire day. He spent the moving day throwing my furniture around and essentially throwing a temper tantrum. He didn't secure my office desk properly in the truck, and it broke. I decided to use my dining room table as a desk instead because it was too big for my new dining room. He spent the rest of the night talking shit about the smaller dining room table I bought, telling me he hoped it would break. Then I found out he had also offered them pizza, which I had to pay for. Again, I don't mind feeding the people who are helping me move, especially when they're doing it for free, but I'm not happy that he just did it, on my dime, making me look like an asshole if I got upset about it. I literally only have $150 in my bank account today. The move has made me reflect on all the other ways he's abused my generosity throughout the year, and I'm at my wit's end. I don't know how to talk to him about it, and I don't want it to seem like I'm attacking him. I don't even know how to start talking about it without getting pissed off. Too long did not read. I feel like my boyfriend has been using me for my money, car, and domestic labor, and I don't know how to talk to him about it. After all that, you're worried about upsetting him? FK him, he's using and abusing your generosity. Tell him how it's going to be on your terms or dump him if he's not going to change. He can say all he wants, but if he doesn't show actions then he's full of shish. Just say it. If it makes him feel attacked, he's not the partner you want. And to be honest, the fact that he's done all of this already tells me he isn't anyway. Honestly, I'm not trying to be rude, just honest. You are way too nice and accommodating. We teach people how to treat us. You're teaching him that you'll take anything he gives you. It's gotten so bad that you're afraid to point out the truth to him. Time to teach him how to treat you, by standing up for yourself. If a breakup ensues, so be it. You deserve someone who reciprocates, rather than drains you. You don't have to talk to him about anything. Just break up with him. As you put some distance on this relationship, you will be pissed at how much he took advantage of you. Hopefully you will have gained some good experience in noticing red flags in the future. This guy sounds exhausting to deal with it. Dumping him will make your life 1,000 times better and you would have more money in your pockets. Read this back to yourself and imagine it was a friend telling you this. This man sounds like the most exhausting mooch ever, and you really should take this opportunity to free yourself from his lazy, entitled ridiculousness. Why are you so worried about his feelings? He has shown you over and over that he doesn't care about yours. There is no way the D is good enough to put up with this level of disrespect and lack of love and care. You can do way better. You should be pissed off. No disrespect, but it seems you've hitched your wagon to a loser and a user. He will continue to drain you financially and emotionally as long as you allow it. He doesn't care about you beyond you being his sugar mama. Save yourself. You'll be so much happier leaving work on time, knowing your bills are paid, and going home to a clean apartment. Is online dating cheating? So a few months ago my husband and met a woman online. They began to date online. She lives across the world. He promises me it will only stay online and never IRL. But they message back and forth, with some intimate stuff. I love you, I miss you. They spend a majority of their time together online playing video games. The main reason why I know all this information is because my husband is very open about it all. Sadly, knowledge is not power. It has been bothering me more and more, and though I am told it's my own insecurities and I'm being dramatic, I can't help but feel hurt and betrayed here. He has told me if I want it to end, it can stop right now. But then I'm told that I'm just trying to isolate him, and it won't actually end. They will just do it behind my back. I am in a ton of pain over this. He keeps telling me that he loves her in a different way, and I mean more to him because of our family. We have a 1-year-old. And I am 6 months pregnant. And he loves me deeper, but his actions don't match his words. I can try to post the whole story later, but it would be a big one. But even when they constantly messaging, even when he is spending time with us or just me. This act of betrayal has been so bad that I've become seriously depressed and I feel so lonely now. I don't want to speak up about it much more to my husband, because every time I bring it up, I'm pushing him further away. What can I do? Am I just being dramatic, overly sensitive, and insecure about the whole matter? Do I have a right to be bothered by this since it's only online? This person is manipulating you into thinking that it is not cheating. But it is most definitely cheating. How stupid is he to push this idea that this isn't cheating? I've checked your posting history and damn, your husband is a manipulative jerk. He's so open about that online dating because he's persuaded that you'll never dare to leave, especially while being pregnant. About if online dating is cheating or not, well, it all depends on your standards. But you seem to be suffering from this situation, so I would consider it's cheating. But definitely try to get out of this situation. I know it's hard, especially with kids involved, but I hope you'll be able to leave and find someone who will be supportive and loving to you. He's a cheater and he's gaslighting you. Put your foot down. Don't stand for this bad behavior. I do believe most people would consider this emotionally cheating, and sometimes that can hurt worse than physically cheating. He has told me if I want it to end, it can stop right now. But then I'm told that I'm just trying to isolate him, and it won't actually end. They will just do it behind my back. I am in a ton of pain over this. This is incredibly gross and disrespectful of him. He would rather lie to you than end it. Also, he only loves you more because you gave him a family and not because of who you are as a person. This man is very manipulative. You deserve better than this. I think you should contact your local domestic violence abuse organization for help. Just from this post I can see how low your self-esteem is. He's crushed your confidence and gaslighted you to the point you don't know which way is up. He's emotionally abusive and probably abusive in other ways too. Yes, he's cheating on you. Get professional support. WTF? Of course that's cheating. That's a full-blown emotional affair, and you've been manipulated by your husband to think it's somehow okay. Like?